Keith Edward Elam, who the world would come to know and respect as Guru, was not your typical MC. Born in the Roxbury neighborhood of Boston, he came from a family that valued education and community leadership deeply. His father was the first black judge in Boston, a man of great legal standing, while his mother was a co-director of libraries for the city's public school system. This environment, surrounded by books, intellectual conversation, and a strong sense of justice, laid a foundation for the man and the artist he would become. It wasn't about the streets in a conventional sense. It was about understanding the systems that governed them and the knowledge needed to navigate life with purpose and integrity. This upbringing directly fueled the content and character of his music. Before he ever picked up a microphone with serious intent, Guru was a student at Morehouse College, a historically black institution known for producing leaders, and he later worked as a social worker. He saw firsthand the struggles and challenges people faced in their daily lives, which gave his rhymes an authenticity that money or fame couldn't buy. He wasn't just reporting from the sidelines, he had been in the trenches, working to help people. This experience gave him a unique perspective, allowing him to speak on issues of self-respect, community and social responsibility with a voice of genuine authority and compassion. The name he chose for himself, Guru, was an acronym, Gifted Unlimited Rhymes Universal. This wasn't just a cool-sounding moniker, it was a mission statement. It spoke to his belief in the power of words to enlighten and to connect with people on a global scale. He saw hip-hop as more than just party music or a way to brag about material wealth. For him, it was a vehicle for dropping jewels of wisdom, for offering guidance, and for elevating the minds of his listeners. He carried himself with a calm, intellectual confidence that was a direct reflection of the household that raised him and the educational path he chose to walk. His approach was always grounded in a deep sense of self-awareness. While other rappers were building personas based on larger-than-life fantasies, Guru built his on the quiet strength of knowledge and observation. He understood that true power didn't come from being the loudest person in the room, but from having something meaningful to say. This philosophy would become the bedrock of his entire career, shaping not only his solo work but also the legendary group that would make him a household name in hip-hop. His journey from Keith Elam to Guru was a testament to the idea that your background doesn't just shape you, it can become the very source of your art. The story of Gang Starr is a story of perfect chemistry, an almost magical pairing of two distinct talents that created a sound that would define an era. When Guru, the gifted lyricist from Boston, connected with a young, fiercely talented producer from Houston named DJ Premier, something special was born. Premier's beats were raw, gritty, and masterfully crafted from chopped-up jazz and soul samples, creating a hard-hitting soundscape that became known as boom bap. This sonic texture was the ideal canvas for Guru's distinctive monotone delivery. His calm, authoritative voice cut through Premier's scratches and looped horns with incredible clarity, creating a signature sound that was both street tough and intellectually stimulating. Together, they became one of the most important and influential duos in the history of hip-hop. Their discography reads like a masterclass in consistency and quality. Albums like Step in the Arena and Daily Operation established them as major forces on the East Coast scene. Then came Hard to Earn, an album that solidified their reputation for uncompromising hardcore hip-hop. But it was their masterpiece, Moment of Truth, that truly showcased their growth and lyrical depth. This album addressed themes of betrayal, perseverance, and the music industry with a maturity that was rare at the time. Their final album as a classic duo, The Owners, continued that tradition of excellence. What made Gang Starr so vital was their unwavering commitment to the core elements of hip-hop culture. In an era when the genre was becoming increasingly commercialized and polished for pop radio, they stayed true to their roots. Their music was for the heads, for the listeners who appreciated intricate rhyme schemes, clever wordplay, and beats that knocked. Songs like Just to Get a Rep detailed the grim realities of street violence, while Mass Appeal cleverly critiqued artists who sold out for mainstream success. Tracks like Above the Clouds, featuring Inspector Deck, or the iconic moment of truth became anthems for anyone navigating the struggles of life with their head held high. Guru's lyrical style was a key part of this equation. He wasn't a flashy, multi-syllable speed rapper. Instead, he was a storyteller and a teacher, delivering his rhymes with a deliberate, hypnotic cadence that made you hang on every word. He spoke with the wisdom of an old soul, offering life lessons and street proverbs that resonated deeply with his audience. He talked about loyalty, respect, and the importance of staying true to yourself. In a genre often dominated by bravado, Guru's calm confidence and intellectual prowess made Gang Starr a beacon of substance and authenticity, setting a standard that artists still strive to meet today. While Gang Starr's music was heavily infused with jazz samples, Guru had a grander vision for fusing the two genres. He wanted to create a true live collaboration between hip-hop and its musical predecessor. This vision gave birth to his groundbreaking solo project, the Jazzmatazz series, which began with Volume 1 in 1993. This wasn't just rapping over jazzy beats. It was a revolutionary concept where a hip-hop MC stood shoulder to shoulder with living jazz legends in the studio. He brought in icons like Donald Byrd, Roy Ayers, and Lonnie Liston Smith to create something entirely new, a seamless conversation between two generations of Black American music. The Jazzmatazz project was special because it was built on a foundation of deep respect. Guru wasn't just using jazz as a stylistic flavor, he was honoring its masters and giving them a new platform to connect with a younger audience. He positioned himself not as the star of the show, but as the host, the lamplighter who was illuminating the path between these two powerful art forms. The result was a sound that was smooth, soulful, and incredibly sophisticated. Songs from this series like Loungin' or Trust Me felt at home in both a smoky jazz club and on a hip-hop radio show, breaking down barriers and expanding the sonic possibilities of what rap music could be. This project was a bold artistic statement that set Guru apart from nearly all of his contemporaries. At a time when the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry was dominating headlines, Guru was looking beyond regional beefs and focusing on musical elevation. He was proving that hip-hop had the depth and complexity to stand alongside established art forms like jazz. The series continued with subsequent volumes, each one exploring different facets of soul, R&B, and jazz, and featuring collaborations with a wide range of artists from Chaka Khan to Jamiroquai. It was a testament to Guru's expansive musical taste and his belief in the universal power of good music. Ultimately, the Jazzmatazz series cemented Guru's legacy as a true innovator and a musical visionary. It demonstrated his courage to take risks and his commitment to pushing the culture forward. He wasn't content to stay within the established confines of boom bap as much as he had mastered it. He wanted to build bridges to educate his listeners and to pay homage to the musical giants whose shoulders he stood on. Jazzmatazz was more than just a side project. It was a core part of his artistic identity, showcasing a level of musicality and ambition that few in hip-hop have ever matched. The hip-hop world was dealt a heavy blow on April 19, 2010, when Guru passed away after a battle with cancer. The news sent shockwaves through the community, and the outpouring of grief was immense. Artists, DJs, and fans from all corners of the globe shared stories of how his music had impacted their lives. DJ Premier, his longtime partner, released heartfelt statements, and tribute mixes flooded the airwaves. It was a moment of collective mourning for an artist who had been a consistent, guiding voice for so many. People remembered him not just for his rhymes, but for the wisdom and integrity he embodied, a true elder statesman of the culture gone too soon. Despite his undeniable impact, Guru's name is sometimes overlooked in mainstream conversations about the greatest rappers of all time. He might not appear on every flashy top 10 list, and Gangstarr has yet to receive a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. This is partly because Guru's greatness wasn't about flashy punchlines or commercial dominance. It was about substance, consistency, and a quiet, profound influence that seeped deep into the genre's DNA. He was a master of the understated, a poet whose power lay in his message rather than his volume. His legacy is less about chart positions and more about the countless artists he inspired to be smarter, more conscious, and more authentic. His influence is still felt today, even if it's not always explicitly credited. You can hear echoes of Guru's monotone flow and thoughtful lyricism in the work of artists like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and countless others in the underground scene who prioritize storytelling and social commentary. The release of the posthumous Gang Starr album, one of the best yet, in 2019, was a powerful reminder of his enduring talent. DJ Premier painstakingly crafted beats around unreleased vocals, proving that Guru's words were truly timeless. The album was met with critical acclaim, a testament to how much his voice was missed and how relevant his message remains. Ultimately, Guru's importance cannot be measured by awards or accolades alone. His true legacy lives in the principles he championed: knowledge of self, respect for others, and an unwavering commitment to artistic integrity. He taught a generation of listeners that you could be intelligent and street smart at the same time. He was the gifted, unlimited rhymes universal, a teacher who used the beat as his classroom. While some may forget his name, the lessons he shared through his music continue to resonate, a permanent and unfading echo in the heart of hip-hop. His voice is a guide for anyone who believes in the power of words to uplift and inspire.